Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to unpack a really brilliant, timeless story about the ultimate cost of procrastination. I mean, we've all been there, right? Putting things off until tomorrow, operating under this dangerous illusion that we just have an infinite supply of tomorrows. Ultimately, procrastination is just us choosing that comfortable instant gratification over long-term success. So today, we're looking at a narrative that completely shatters that illusion. It centers on a young guy named Gaurav, and through his journey, we'll see exactly why delaying tasks isn't just a bad habit, it's literally stealing our future. Now, Gaurav's family, they constantly warned him. They could see this disaster unfolding as he pushed important work to the side, completely tanking his scores because, well, he was famously lazy. They practically pleaded with him, saying, "Understand the value of time. The time you are wasting now will never return." But Gaurav, he suffered from this fatal assumption. He just completely ignored them, always telling himself, I have plenty of time, I'll just do it later. Section 1. The Trap of Procrastination. So when Gaurav actually moved to the city to study, that newfound freedom, it totally became a trap. While his peers were hitting the books, advancing their skills, and basically setting up their entire futures, Gaurav was stuck in this loop of instant gratification, just mindlessly scrolling social media, having fun all day. His habits didn't change one bit, and the gap between his stagnation and his friend's success just kept getting wider and wider every single day. And this growing gap eventually pushes Gaurav to a breaking point. He finally realizes he's failing at life while everyone else is moving ahead. So, desperate, he seeks out this wise, honest old man in his city, eventually finding him meditating under a tree. Gaurav walks up to him and, with real desperation in his voice, just pleads for help. He says, "I am failing in life. Every time my friends get ahead of me, and I'm always left behind. How can I become better than them? Tell me how I can do this." Section 2. The Wise Man's Tale. Before even launching into a fable, the old man delivers a harsh, uncompromising diagnosis of the situation. He looks at Gaurav and tells him straight up, "You struggle and fall behind because you constantly delay tasks and do not value time." Boom. It's a hard-hitting psychological truth. You see, it wasn't a lack of intelligence holding Gaurav back. It was a total, complete lack of respect for time. So with that established, the old man begins a story to help him truly grasp the value of the hours he was just throwing away. Section 3. A King's Golden Offer. The fable starts with a kind, generous king who really loved his people. One day, this king encounters a spectacularly lazy subject. I mean, this guy had no money, no job, and absolutely zero respect in society. But what's really fascinating here is his absolute refusal to take accountability. He had this massive victim mentality. He actually complained to the king, claiming he didn't know why people said he couldn't do anything, genuinely believing his unemployment was just, some grand conspiracy of everyone rejecting him. He blamed the whole world for his own total lack of personal responsibility. Taking pity on the guy, the king decides to offer him the ultimate golden ticket. He tells the man, "Come to my palace before sunset and take as much gold and silver as you can carry. It will all be yours." I mean, wow. It's a literally life-changing proposition. But notice the catch. It came with one strict, unchangeable deadline: before sunset. The clock is officially ticking. Section 4. The Cost of Delay. Okay, let's track this incredibly frustrating, totally catastrophic day. He gets the golden ticket in the morning, he runs home thrilled, and his wife wisely begs him to go immediately. His response? "I'm hungry, I'll go after lunch." Seriously? So he eats. Slowly, of course. Then, naturally, he needs a post-lunch nap, which magically turns into 2 full hours. He finally wakes up, grabs some bags, and heads out. But oh wait, the sun is a bit warm. He gets tired, sees a tree with a nice cool breeze, and decides to rest for just a quick second. Well, actually, scratch that, he accidentally sleeps for 4 more hours. By the time he finally wakes up and jogs up to the palace, the sun has set, the doors are locked tight. No way, right? He completely missed a 100% guaranteed chance at generational wealth entirely because of that toxic illusion that he had plenty of time. He let temporary comforts, a little hunger, a bit of sleepiness, the warmth of the sun, dictate his life, completely ignoring the ticking clock. And in the end, he was left with nothing but profound sadness, having lost literally everything to his own procrastination. Section 5. Time is ultimate wealth. So the old man finishes the story, and this realization hits Gaurav like a ton of bricks. He is left completely speechless. That illusion of infinite time he'd been operating under, totally shattered. He suddenly recognizes himself in that spectacularly lazy man from the fable.
He realizes the sheer magnitude of the opportunities he's been sleeping through while mindlessly scrolling social media and wasting his days. Gaurav thanks the wise old man and heads home. But here's the key. He doesn't just feel inspired. He takes immediate action. He eliminates the phrase, "I'll do it later," from his vocabulary entirely. He ruthlessly cuts out those useless distractions, hyper-focuses on his goals, and replaces all that idle scrolling with deep, highly productive work. And the result? Within a few days, he surpassed all his friends and emerged as the college's most promising, brilliant student. He completely turned his life around by finally respecting the clock.
So, what's the ultimate takeaway from this explainer today? Well, time is your absolute most valuable asset, far more valuable than any gold or silver in a king's palace. Do not waste it on useless distractions. Opportunities are highly perishable. You gotta seize them the exact moment they appear, not after a meal, and certainly not after a metaphorical nap under a tree. And finally, please remember this sobering truth. Lost time will never, ever return. Once the sun sets on an opportunity, those doors close forever. I want to leave you with one final provocative thought. What are you doing with your time today? Are you scrolling away your hours like a Rav used to, or are you acting with the urgency of someone who knows those palace doors are eventually going to close? The time to act on your goals is right now. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I challenge you, make today count.